Hello and welcome to I Wait to the Last Minute to Post These Deck Profiles. Just more on original content. Another deck, another thing I felt like playing. This time I envisioned what would Cancer itself look like as a deck, as well as giving a final hurrah to something that got hit on the ban list recently. So I threw a bunch of engines together that either are going to get hit or didn't get hit, and would just be annoying for everybody to deal with. That's pretty much the entire premise around this deck. I will just go ahead and hop right into it. You saw the top cards, so obviously you know that we're playing the Invoked engine, so we got 3 Alistair, 3 Meltdown, and I'm only playing the 1 Invocation because I have to have space for some other stuff, and I don't really want to hard draw this card. It sucks if I don't get it, but I mean, with the other stuff that you'll see I'm playing in this deck, I don't necessarily have to start off with the Invoked engine. It's just nice if I'm able to see it. That was it for the Invoked engine. Next is our favorite engine. It's Dragoon. So we of course have to play Dark Magician and Red Eyes. This is supposed to be a Red Eyes Wyvern, but say it with me, the United States Postal Service sucks. And the reason for that is because we're playing, of course, 3 Red Eyes Fusion. They're different rarities. This one's a common. This is also why I hate the USPS, because I didn't get my 3rd rarity of this one. And we're playing 3 Red Eyes Insight, which is why I would be playing a Red Eyes Wyvern. But, of course, I'm probably going to get it in the mail tomorrow after my locals, as it always happens. So, I think one of my buddies at my locals should have one for me to borrow, but this is supposed to be a Red Eyes Wyvern. If not, then I would unfortunately have to play 2 Red Eyes, because you have to have a Red Eyes monster as a target for Red Eyes Insight. So, here's hoping the best for that. If not, then, well, sucks, I guess. And then everybody's favorite engine as to who we're giving the final hurrah to, it's Numerons, 3 wall, 3 network, and 2 calling. So you know exactly the bullshit we are doing with this, but you'll see that when we get to the extra deck. And then just the rest of the stuff in this deck, playing 1 Terraforming and 1 Set Rotation because we're playing a lot of field spells in here and we want to see them. And we can play this because we're playing multiple field spells. Upstart because playing 39 cards instead of 40 is nice. I know, I actually kept it down to 40 cards this time. Reborn, if we ever want to bring something like Dragoon back, it's always handy. And Call by the Grave because we do not like hand traps, so being able to dodge them is always good. Speaking of hand traps, here's the hand trap / text section. 3 Ash, because generically hits anything in the deck. 2 Cyclone, because we have a lot of Eldritch and Shaddoll players at my locals, so I just needed something to deal with that. Plus I wanted the interactivity. Plus this deck can go either 1st or 2nd, so I wanted a card that could go either 1st or 2nd. I mean, Cosmic going 1st, you can just set it. Cosmic going 2nd, you can just use it. That was just the thought behind that, instead of playing something like Feather Duster and Lightning Storm. And then the other cards in the deck, 3 Imperm, because we have a lot of monster stuff at my locals, so just being able to hit any of that is nice. And me being a bastard, playing 3, there can be only 1, because this does almost nothing to my deck, and it's hilarious. So, yeah, I chose to go with that. That's it for the main deck. Like I said, managed to keep it down to an even 40 cards this time. Shocking and surprising, considering how many bricks I am playing in this deck. Let's just get right on to the extra deck. We're playing Invoked, so the package we're playing with that is 1 Almirage, 1 Artemis, 1 Makaba, and 1 Purgatrio. Obviously link these with Alistair. We have Makaba for the light target, and we have Purgatrio to go for game, which is why Almirage is here. They're just handy when you have the Invoked package, so this deck has a lot of win conditions, essentially. Purgatrio, I guess, would be the Invoked package if we ever go that route. Dragoon, self-explanatory. I'm only playing 1 Dragoon. I'm not playing more than 1 because I wanted space for some other stuff. And here is the rest of the package. It is the Numeron package. So we, of course, have 3 of the Numeron gates plus a Zexal. And then for going 2nd, we have even more Numeron gates and then 1 more Zexal. We are giving Zexal one final hurrah here and simultaneously saying, screw you, I am glad you got banned. But since he's getting banned, I wanted to play him just one more time, which is why he is here. That is pretty much it for the extra deck. The reason I'm playing 2 Zexal is because if I ever get to drop him turn 1, they out him, and then I can go for the Numeron package game 2, and that still doesn't kill them. I would rather just drop another Zexal on them and prevent them from playing the game, instead of something like Megaclops, because Megaclops is good, but there's better stuff to play. Like, I would rather just drop another Zexal and lock them out of stuff and then kill them the next turn anyway, because Zexal in a simplified game state, or Dragoon in a simplified game state, is just oppressive as hell, and it's so much better to go with. Side deck. Not going to be too... Well, there are a few moderate changes in here, so I guess I'll just go ahead and show that. Still 3 Droll, because Drytron's still at full power for today, because the Union Carrier and Ben 10 hit don't go into effect till tomorrow, so we got to deal with that, plus there's a couple other matchups that hits. 3 Nibiru, because Nibiru is always going to be handy, especially for some of the matchups that we have in my local, and 2 Lancia, because we have a lot of stuff that banishes at our locals. Again, Virtual World is still at its full power, because BFD doesn't get banned till tomorrow. And some spells. The 3rd Cyclone. The only reason I'm not running the 3rd in the main deck is because I really wanted to keep the main deck down to 40 cards, so if I need another Cosmic for another matchup, I have that. If I know I'm going second, I'll have the Lightning Storm and the Feather Duster, and then I just have the Dark Ruler to deal with big, oppressive monster negates, because if I can negate their entire board and then either make Dragoon and pop it, or drop Zexal on them, or clear it with Purgatrio, that's just funny. I believe that is it. Yep, I think that's all. Managed to keep the main deck down to 40 cards this time, somehow. Extra deck just reflects that, and we'll see how this goes. I'm sorry to anybody that has to go up against this. I just wanted to play Zexal one time before it got banned, so I'm sorry if you have to go against it. I guess I can showcase how some of the engines work together. Let me remember a field center this time, like I didn't in one of my previous videos. I guess I'll show how some of these engines synergize the best with each other. The best opening I could have, I guess, would be any way to Numeron network, and then any access to the invoked engine. That'd be the best start, because obviously in this I'm almost always going to hard fuse Dragoon, so I have to, if I went with that, I would activate Red Eyes Fusion and hope they wouldn't ash it. But let's say we have access to the invoked and the Numeron engine. So you're going to activate Numeron network. We are going to send Numeron Calling to the grave. Where's the extra deck? There you are. And obviously you're going to bring out your 3 gates, and then you're going to overlay them for Mr. Fair and Balanced himself. And then you end your turn by setting Alistair. Setting Alistair may not seem all that good, but the reason you do that is because you can still do that under the restrictions of Numeron Network, and you have it for next turn. So with Zexal, you just wait and well, I guess it depends on what you're afraid of. If you're afraid they have the Imperm or the Gamma, then wait to then don't shotgun it. But if you're afraid they have something like Dark Ruler, then you can shotgun it, I guess. It's just really up to you, but you would do the Zexal bullshit. That goes off, and then your next turn, you can flip up Alistair, search your invocation, and then your invoked engine is live. And the reason you set that as well is because flipping up Alistair does not count as a summon, so you can also go into, say, for your next turn, you also have the Red Eyes Fusion. If Alistair is set, if you flip him, that does not count as a summon, so you can still activate Red Eyes Fusion if you have access to the Dragoon engine, or say you have access to a second Alistair. If you flip Alistair, link away, go into your invoked plays, and then get Invocation back. If you summon a second Alistair, you can use Invocation again. You just can't shuffle it back. So there's just so many things you can do with this by setting Alistair and then flipping it back up. You just have a bunch of access to a bunch of your different engines, and you basically have just way more options than you would before. Normally, setting Alistair wouldn't seem as good, but in this, it's actually a pretty good option to go for, especially when you have access to 3 broken engines. I believe that is pretty much it. Giving Zexal one final hurrah / FU before he goes forever, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, I'm never going to be able to play this deck again after today, but that's it. Hope you have a great rest of the day.